Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Please hit the subscribe button and give this episode a thumbs up by. Before we dive into the reunion drama itself, let's catch up on the key players and where they were in the aftermath of Love Island Season 7. Because let's face it, most of us were still trying to digest the events from the season itself when the reunion aired. The most public and shocking breakup was between Liberty Poole and Jake Cornish. The pair had been fan favorites for much of the season, with many fans rooting for their true love story. But when Liberty walked out of the villa in the final days, breaking up with Jake after realizing that his feelings were less genuine than he let on, it sent shockwaves across the internet at the reunion. Liberty was given the space to talk about the emotional toll that their relationship took on her. She opened up about her personal heartbreak, saying, "Wasn't the relationship thought was in. Deserved more than that." Jake, meanwhile, came across as a bit defensive but tried to explain himself. His awkwardness and inability to articulate his feelings were apparent, which did not help his case. There were moments where he seemed to try too hard to justify his actions, leaving many fans to believe that he just couldn't fully own up to his mistakes. After all the drama with Liam Riordan's kiss with another girl during a Love Island challenge, many were wondering if Millie Court could ever trust him again. But the couple managed to patch things up in the final days of the season and walked away as the winners. However, the reunion put their relationship back under a microscope. Millie shared how hard it was for her to forgive Liam and how she struggled to trust him in the early days post-Villa. You could see her uncertainty, especially when Liam seemed to gloss over the seriousness of his betrayal. Though Millie claimed that they were in a good place now, it was clear that their relationship was still fragile. Liam, in his classic calm manner, tried to reassure viewers that he had grown and learned from his mistakes. But for many, his attempt at redemption just wasn't enough. The reunion showed a more muted Millie. Her smile seemed strained, and her confidence wasn't at the level we had seen during the season. It was almost as though the reunion aired just a little too soon after the season's conclusion for them to be genuinely stable. Now, let's talk about Toby Aromolarin and Chloe Burrows, the couple that went from an absolute mess to one of the more solid pairings in the villa. Their reunion was everything fans expected. Chaotic, heartfelt, and full of laughs. Toby, who started the season as the most lovable yet completely clueless guy on the show, had a redemption arc of his own. He had multiple love yous with different girls in the villa, which at the time seemed like an absolute train wreck. But by the end of the season, Toby and Chloe's relationship had become solidified as a fan favorite pairing. At the reunion, Toby was still a bit goofy, but his charm was undeniable. Chloe, who had been so uncertain about Toby throughout the show, shared that she was now more confident in their relationship and even hinted at the possibility of a future together. If you thought the main show had already given us enough drama, the reunion was ready to take things up a notch. The moments that we thought were wrapped up neatly during the finale were ripped open, revealing secrets, lies, and tensions that had been festering just beneath the surface point. One of the most talked about moments from the reunion was Liberty's emotional breakdown as she recounted her breakup with Jake. After months of speculation about whether it was all staged for Liberty, finally got the chance to speak her truth. She admitted that her relationship with Jake had been a toxic cycle from the beginning, and the realization that Jake didn't love her as much as she loved him was soul-crushing. Liberty's raw emotion and vulnerability were a turning point in the reunion, and it left fans absolutely speechless. Fans have been keeping up with their favorite contestants through post-show interviews, social media posts, and strategic brand deals. While some have been more active online, others have stayed under the radar. However, similar to Season 6, the cast members will be able to appear on our television screens and share their experience, address conflicts, and lay rumors to rest at their reunion, slated to air NATO. Jana Craig and Kenny Rodriguez attend Reef Festival 2025 at Cavallo Ranch on April in Thermal, California. Love Slan Season 6 and Ove Island. Beyond the Villa, star Jana Craig made headlines this week after breaking up with fellow Islander Kenny Rodriguez. The timeline became flooded with speculation about their split. Craig informed fans that she had seen all the breakup theories and none have matched up to how terrible, disgusting, and disappointing it truly is in a July 28th Instagram story. Rodriguez replied via a social media post saying, "Always be grateful for the time we shared and the memories we created. At least this chapter with no ill will. Only a hope that Jana's path forward brings her nothing but happiness. Latter. Other popular members from season 6 came to her defense and unfollowed Rodriguez on Instagram. They accused him of being racist and chasing clout. About how it F when you know you have to leave him alone. And an edit from the show Scandal that says, when finally pick myself back up and never let my walls down like that again. Back in July, there were rumors that Arenales had cheated on our dear Amaya Papaya, but the two shut down any speculation by posting a video set to Lana Del Rey's Young and Beautiful. When everyone thinks you're over, meanwhile this is us, Arenales wrote. They touched on the alleged infidelity during the Love Island USA reunion, which was filmed on August 1. Reynolds admitted he had a lapse in judgment after a video of him speaking to other women circulated on TikTok. While the couple seemed to have hashed that particular incident out, we still don't care what D to their ultimate breakup. Lore, when exactly it happened, on Monday, hours before the episode aired, reported that the two had unfollowed each other on Instagram. Their last posts together were published on August 14th during their joint appearance on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen. There hasn't been much luck with season 7's remaining couples. Iris Kendall and Pepe Garcia are rumored to have broken up, too, with people reporting that the pair had unfollowed each other on Instagram. Fingers crossed, Nicolandria is still safe. Your weekly horoscopes by Madame Clairvoyant. August September 6 Saturn retrograde in Pisces blurs your priorities, while Uranus retrograde flares your rebellious ends. How are we supposed to talk to you, our kids? All about AI. We adopted social media with the critical thinking of a toddler putting in their mouth. Not with that mistake the same sometime Amaya and decide to go our separate ways, he wrote. Unfortunately, we were not on his same page, and that is okay. We have both gained clarity that we are on different paths right now. Am thankful for the time we have spent together and wish her nothing but the best moving forward, Arenales added. The breakup comes just days after the show's reunion special aired on Peacock on Monday. During the episode, filmed earlier this month, the couple seemed solid, addressing and shutting down cheating rumors while gushing over their connection. We just prioritize our relationship, and we're kind of like tunnel vision with it, Spinade at the time. Yeah, the comfortability is definitely there, and we're just growing, he agreed. Fans had hoped that the romance would keep blooming off screen, especially after the couple's recent Boston trip, where they threw out the first pitch at a Red Sox game and shared a kiss at Fenway Park. While the breakup stings for fans, there may be a silver lining. Both Espinal and Arenales are now single, and with Love Island games returning on September 16th, it's possible one or both might be heading back to the villa for a second shot at Love Island season. May 7th have officially come to an end, but the drama continues. C. Green recently implied that he didn't think Nicolandria was real, while claiming that he respects Olandria Carthan and considers her a friend. Now, Olandria and Nick Van Steenberga are responding to Ace's claims with some major side-eye, and the fans are following suit. If you watched the Love Island Season 7 reunion this week, you might be under the impression that Nick, Ace, and Olandria are cool. Unfortunately, a lot can happen in a few days, and it looks like they are heading straight for a falling out. During an interview with Speedy Mormon shared Wednesday, Ace said he didn't respect Nick, claiming that he would say one thing in private and another in front of the camera. Not only that, but he flat out refused to answer a direct question about whether or not the Nicolandria relationship was a missed conversation with Nick before Eve was. You know, he finds her attractive. She finds him attractive, but they haven't found that romantic spark, Ace told Speedy. So, that was my conversation with him throughout this entire experience. Ace also said that Olandria had been very adamant on telling me what her type is, suggesting that Nick did not fit the bill. Though he admitted that both Olandria and Nick were attracted to each other, he didn't think either of them felt it was a real romantic connection. Nick had tested that connection. He said it wasn't enough for him, and he went back to Sierra Ortega, he said. Ace continued, insisting that he was really happy for Olandria and all the love that she's received from fans. And I not so much. Me and Nick are cool. But to say we are super, super close like we were in the villa, it's not the case, he said. Olandria reportedly responded on Twitter, writing, "Chilly anyways. My event at Tuskegee went amazing yesterday." The tweet, captured by the Shade R. Meanwhile, Nick seems to have also heard about Ace's comments. According to Atrion on Twitter, he made a Snapchat post after the "She's in Florida. I'm in, but she's okaying to move to and we'll go from there," C said. Ace also confirmed that he and Shelley plan to stay exclusive outside of the villa. Hated the term closed off. They get closed off in the villa, go outside, and now they're free to roam. Am very intentional. Exclusive means exclusive to only each other. That's not just in the villa. That's in the outside war. D2. And am excited to translate that over, he said. Ace and Shelley were also the Land USA Season 7 to have met before filming started. In the premiere, Shelley revealed that she and Ace met at a nightclub in New York City months before filming and stayed on social media, which led the other Islanders to compare them to the invisible string theory. After the reveal, a video of Ace resurfaced of him seemingly wishing Shelley a happy Valentine's Day, which LTO rumors that he and Shelley were secretly in a relationship before Love Isla Season 7 started filming. Shelley's friends, however, denied the rumor in an Instagram story in June 2025, claiming that the two had only met once in New York City. "We want to be transparent and clear the air, as some of the rumors have gotten far from the truth," Shelley's friends wrote. Shelley and Ace briefly crossed paths in New York and later connected on social media. The post continued, "They were never in a relationship, never lived together, and there are no children or hidden past. What's unfolding now is real, unscripted, and could change at any moment. We're fully supporting Shelley, wherever her heart leads, and with whomever she chooses to couple with." E and Shelley also have the issue of distance in their relationship. Ace also responded to accusations he was strategic in the villa in an interview with Variety. "It was not being strategic," he said. "It was being very intentional with every conversation. V already had a following coming into this and didn't want to come in with that entertainer mindset of doing whatever to get attention. It wasn't that. It was me being open and communicating to the fellas. We have to communicate more if you want to talk to a person. Let them know if you're not interested, so there's no miscommunication. People think you're or that you are not here for the right reasons. But never was strategic. Stated how felt every time. It was never a matter of Ace being messy. If you feel away, come talk to me about you aside to clear the air. Again, it's 24 hours in a day. You guys get shown for 1 hour. But Iwa's never trying to be strategic or messy. Messiness is when you don't want people to know how you're feeling. I'm gonna stay healthy every single. We've talked about making it work," Taylor said. Aid. Of Island star Taylor Williams is lucky to be up and moving around after falling off and finding himself under walked out. Williams wrote Vi's Instagram stories on Saturday, August 30th, over footage of what can only be described as a violent horse accident. The reality star could be seen riding a horse when another rider cut in front of his horse, causing the animal to trip and fall. Eighth horse fell. Williams fell off the horse, who then rolled over the Love Island alum. The average adult horse weighs anywhere from 2 pounds. While the horse was able to get back to its feet, Williams remained on the ground, seemingly lifeless. Thankfully, according to his Instagram, he is despite the ordeal. In a previous Instagram Stories post, Williams thanked fans and friends for their well wishes while sharing a photo of himself at what appeared to be a hospital. "Appreciate all the am all good," Williams wrote over a picture of himself on a stretcher in a neck brace. While he was on oxygen and appeared to be on a monitor, Williams flashed the thumbs up sign to the camera. In fact, Williams was feeling well enough to even attend a celebratory birthday bash on Saturday. "Was in a horse accident night, but am still pulling up tonight injured and all." He wrote via his stories over a promotional flyer highlighting his appearance at a club. "Es my brother's birthday, YK we still turn." Love Island Season 7 contestant Jalen Rohn sent his well wishes to Williams via Instagram, which Williams then shared to his own stories. "Sending all my prayers and positive vibes to Ayler_Williams.3 for a speedy recovery," Brown wrote via Instagram, along with a photo of a cowboy boot. Fans got to K. Williams on Season 4 of Love Island USA, when he was first coupled up with Olandria Carthan at Casa Amor. After exploring other connections, Taylor picked Lark Caraway. Fans of Carthan were far from thrilled, which is why Williams and Caraway were subsequently voted last in severe categories in a challenge based on viewers' votes. Wasn't surprised. I kind of expected it. Williams exclusively told Us Weekly back in July of viewers' response to their romance. Knew it was coming, so I just took it. He continued at the time, we put it out of the way where we didn't have to think about what everybody else thought. It's just what we thought about each other and how we were gonna move forward. We didn't see it and be like, oh, America hate us. EBF season off Love Island USA is bare living cold, but several relationships have already come to an end. Usually, contestants get a bit more time in blissful couplium before start to fall apart. But that isn't the case for winners Aya Espinal and Brian Arenales. The couplet up and shade thrown. Amaya Papaya had a rocky time in Fiji Hoff. She was initially mismatched. Viewers fell in love with her unique and fiery personality. When she was coupled up with Brian, they seemed like a perfect fit. The viewers agreed, and the two won the whole thing. They split the dollar prize. Unfortunately, their love story just didn't work out. And things are getting messier by the day. The cast spilled a lot of tea at the LVE Island reunion. At the time, Brian and Amaya were still a couple. However, he was already fending off cheating rumors. He maintained his innocence, though, and they both firmly said they were still together. However, where there's smoke, there's usually fire. Just hours before the reunion aired, the pair unfollowed each other on Instagram. That's never a good sign. And soon after, they shared the news of their split in their Insta stories. Maya wrote that it was clear they were on two different journeys and not journey in a good way. SH said love is a team sport and their visions just didn't align. The standout line in her message, though, was, don't have to drink the whole sea to know it's salty. Brian mirrored her message in his own Insta story. He said they were going their separate ways because they weren't on the same page. That would have been that. But then Amaya kicked it up a notch when she commented on a TikTok video. Said she saw Brian at a club in Miami being super flirty with a girl who worked there. Amaya wrote, imagine being broken up with just to come to a couple of hours later already in distress, to see he's in Miami 2 hours later, doing the exact thing you told him hurt your feelings. She added another comment that said, after meeting his mom, telling him was in love with him, after being intimate, she sounded really disappointed and she spoke out because she was tired of holding her tongue. However, Amaya added she didn't want hate thrown at him. She wished him the best. Opie, though, was cheetah happy to quit standing Brian. Only cared about Brian because he was with Amaya. Now don't care. Be Amaya, she sighed. He in July. It's been a year since we were owned for me at least. It took some time to warm up and get used to the cameras being in our face. I think it was a bit too soon, especially to film that as well. I think it's a lot to live with someone, work, and film with someone in your own space. And so really that's where I was coming from. Luckily, Jana was very understanding with that. I think Kenny should extend his lease for at AST 6 months, so you don't rush a decision, Jana said in a confessional. Any putting it in the air that he could potentially might want to move in with me. It's cute. Respect it. He knows my timeline, but never want him to do something he will regret in the future. So if that requires him to extend his current tease for an extra 6 months, don't see a problem in that. Later on in the episode, when speaking about the situations at Aaron's birthday party attended by Kendall, Connor, and Aaron's mother and grandmother, Kenny told them, I'm torn, honestly, toward what should do or what want to do. Honestly, the situation with my brother happened. Some people can be here one day and the next day you don't know. Oh, it's putting things into perspective. Be bad for Kenny in the sense that I believe he's as happy as he's trying to come across as, he said. Maybe I'm wrong. Don't know what their situation is. Don't know how much commitment they put into each other. Just want them both to be happy. However, that happiness looks Jenna Craig arrives at the 2025 American Music Awards at Fontainebleau, Las Vegas on May 26th, 2025 in Las Vegas, Nevada. Kenny Rodriguez attends. Love Island USAST in conversation with Remy Bader at 92 New York on August 16th, 2024 in New York CIT. On July 2nd, eagle-eyed fans noticed that Jana took down photos of Kenny from her Instagram grid. Later that day, Kenny removed a Jana Craig _ from his Instagram. The next day, they both issued their own respective statements on stories. Jana posted hers first, which read in part, Hi, my loves. Thank you for all your love and support. It means the world to me. As you know, Kenny and I are no longer together. Thank you for respecting my privacy, and please know as a child of God, we'll always be okay. Kenny shared his own soon after that read in part. The past few days have been incredibly difficult. Breakups are never easy. Release this chapter with no ill will. Only a hope that Jana's path forward brings her nothing but happiness. After Islander, Jana had a string of failed couplings. Kenny entered the villa as a bombshell on day 13, and their connection was nearly instant. A hiccup at Casa Amor threatened their happy ending, but they were able to work things out and won third place. Anna Craig at Revolve Festival, the 8th annual fashion, music, and lifestyle event on April 2025 in Thermal, California. Cordell and Miguel check on me all the time, she said. We have a group chat, obviously, a new one. Laughs. Serena wasted no time updating that. It's such an honor to third wheel two amazing couples. Leah will invite me to family dinners that would usually be just her and Miguel. It's so thoughtful. Out of all the people in America, you and another person were chosen to be on the same season at the same ace at the same time. That has to mean something, you know? My relationship didn't work out, but I've learned so much from it. I gained friendships and the sisterhood from the show as well. Imagine I'd been on another season, would have never met Leah, Serena, Kaylor, and Liv, and those girls are like my lifeline. Our kids are going to grow up and call us their aunties. We get to share such a beautiful story that has actually been documented. The NFL returns with the Dallas Cowboys taking on the Philadelphia Eagles in the NFL kickoff on Thursday, September 4th. TNE in at 7 p.m. ETNBC and Peacock. The NBC app is the best place to catch up on the most recent season of your favorite shows. Watch live tan stream movies. Of course, Amaya shared the news via her Instagram story. Brian and are no longer together. Ater leaving the villa, it became very clear that we were on two different, she wrote. You are visions, didn't know relationships are supposed to be a team sport. Amaya added, you don't have to drink the whole sea to know that he had an lapse in judgment by pouring shots around, given crowd shot.